The Los Angeles wildfires of 2025 have left a city reeling. A familiar foe returned with a vengeance, fueled by dry conditions and relentless winds. From the canyons of Malibu to the slopes of the San Gabriels, flames tore through neighborhoods, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The scale of the disaster is immense, with thousands of acres consumed and countless structures reduced to ash. This is a story of loss, resilience, and the long road to recovery that lies ahead. The familiar orange glow in the night sky has become a haunting reminder of the vulnerability of this sprawling metropolis to the fury of nature. As the flames raged, they threatened not only homes and property but the very fabric of a community. Angelenos watched in horror as iconic landscapes were transformed into infernos, their own sense of security shaken by the ferocity of the blaze. The speed and intensity of the fires caught many off guard. What began as brush fires quickly escalated into raging infernos, driven by strong winds that sent embers raining down on vulnerable communities. The dry vegetation, parched by years of drought, provided ample fuel for the flames to spread with terrifying speed. Firefighters found themselves battling not just a single fire, but a hydra-headed monster, with new outbreaks erupting faster than they could contain them. The Eaton Fire, the largest of the current blazes, has consumed over 14,000 acres, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. The firestorm has damaged or destroyed over 7,000 structures, turning entire neighborhoods into smoldering ruins. Firefighters are working tirelessly, but the blaze remains only 27% contained, a stark reminder of the challenges they face. In Topanga and Malibu, where the fires first ignited, progress has been made in containing the flames. However, the threat is far from over. Hotspots continue to smolder, and the potential for flare-ups remains high, particularly with unpredictable winds and the persistent drought conditions plaguing the region. The sheer scale of the affected area presents a monumental challenge for firefighting efforts. The terrain, characterized by steep canyons and dense chaparral, makes access difficult and hampers firefighting efforts. Despite these obstacles, firefighters are working around the clock, utilizing every available resource to contain the blaze and protect lives and property. Tragically, the wildfires have claimed the lives of 14 people in Los Angeles County alone, a grim reminder of the devastating human toll of this disaster. The majority of the fatalities occurred in the Eaton Fire Zone, where the blaze tore through residential areas with terrifying speed. 3 more lives were lost in the Palisades area as flames swept down from the hillsides. The true extent of the tragedy is still unfolding as authorities fear the death toll will continue to rise. Search and rescue teams are combing through the rubble, searching for survivors and recovering the remains of those lost in the firestorm. The process is painstakingly slow and emotionally draining, as each passing hour diminishes the hope of finding survivors. Adding to the anguish, 16 people remain missing, their whereabouts unknown in the chaotic aftermath of the fires. Families cling to hope, desperately seeking information about their loved ones at the Family Assistance Center, a hub of frantic activity and shared grief. The uncertainty only compounds the trauma as families wait for news, their lives on hold. In the face of this unprecedented crisis, local leaders are working tirelessly to coordinate emergency response efforts and provide support to those affected by the wildfires. Mayor Bass has been a visible presence, touring evacuation centers, meeting with first responders, and providing regular updates to the public. Recognizing the need for federal assistance, Mayor Bass has been in contact with representatives of the incoming Trump administration, requesting additional resources to support firefighting efforts and aid in the recovery process. The incoming administration has pledged their full support, and a presidential visit to the disaster zone is expected soon. Supervisor Barger, representing the affected areas, has also been actively engaged in coordinating the response effort. She has sent a formal request to the incoming administration outlining the county's immediate needs and urging swift action to address the crisis. Section 5. Evacuation and access challenges. As the fires continue to burn, tens of thousands of residents remain under evacuation orders, forced to flee their homes and seek refuge in shelters and with family and friends. The evacuation process, while generally orderly, has not been without its challenges. Initially, authorities allowed escorted resident access to retrieve essential belongings from evacuated areas. However, this practice has been suspended due to safety concerns. Downed power lines, gas leaks, and ongoing search and rescue operations make it too dangerous for residents to return to the burn zones. The closure of these areas has understandably caused frustration among evacuees, eager to return home and assess the damage. However, authorities remain adamant that safety must take precedence. They are working to establish a system for controlled re-entry once it is deemed safe to do so. Section 6. A blanket of smoke. The wildfires have left a thick blanket of smoke hanging over much of the Los Angeles basin, creating hazardous air quality conditions for millions of residents. The air is heavy with the acrid smell of smoke, a constant reminder of the devastation unfolding in the surrounding hills. Health officials have issued a smoke advisory, urging residents to stay indoors as much as possible, especially those with respiratory problems, young children, and the elderly. The advisory is expected to remain in effect for the next week, as the fires continue to burn and wind patterns shift. The air quality is particularly poor in Malibu, Pacific Palisades, Altadena, Pasadena, and downtown Los Angeles, where the concentration of smoke is highest. Residents in these areas are advised to wear N95 or N100 masks when outdoors to protect themselves from the harmful particulate matter in the air. Section 7. Health on the front line. As the city grapples with the immediate threat of the wildfires, ensuring the health and well-being of residents is paramount. In addition to the air quality concerns, the fires have created a surge in demand for medical services, particularly for those directly affected by the disaster. To address these needs, medical personnel from Kaiser Permanente and Los Angeles County have been deployed to evacuation centers to provide on-site medical care. They are providing basic medical attention, refilling prescriptions, and offering support to those experiencing respiratory problems due to the smoke. Recognizing the psychological toll of the disaster, mental health professionals have also been mobilized to provide counseling and support to those struggling to cope with the trauma of the fires. The mental health hotline has been inundated with calls, a testament to the invisible wounds inflicted by this disaster. Section 8. Resources and relief. In a testament to the spirit of community, an outpouring of support has emerged to assist those impacted by the wildfires. Donations have been pouring in from across the city, the state, and the nation, as people open their hearts and wallets to help those in need. The California Community Foundation's Wildfire Recovery Fund has already received over $6 million in donations, a testament to the generosity of the public. These funds will be used to provide immediate assistance to those who have lost their homes and belongings, as well as support long-term recovery efforts. The LAFD Foundation is another avenue for those wishing to support the brave men and women on the front lines of this disaster. Donations to the foundation will help provide firefighters with the resources they need to continue their tireless efforts to contain the blaze and protect the community. Section 9. A hopeful dawn. As the sun rises over Los Angeles, casting its golden light on a city scarred by fire, there is a sense of both despair at the devastation and determination to rebuild. The road to recovery will be long and arduous, but the spirit of resilience that defines this city shines through. The outpouring of support from individuals, organizations, and government agencies offers a beacon of hope. From the firefighters battling the flames to the volunteers providing comfort and aid, the collective efforts demonstrate the strength of community in the face of adversity. While the scars of the wildfires will remain etched on the landscape and in the hearts of those who have lost so much, the process of healing and rebuilding has begun. With each passing day, the flames are being extinguished, the smoke is clearing, and the city is taking its first tentative steps toward recovery.